Welcome to Focus on B, the video series where I spent about 20 or so minutes playing and talking about a game that I've got some thoughts on, and, well, what thoughts could I possibly give about Portal? This game... okay, so if Half-Life is the Citizen Kane of shooters, as a lot of people will say, this is the... I don't know, the godfather of puzzle games or something? I don't know, basically it's... Okay, no, that would imply that it is an incredibly early example, but what it is an incredibly unique example, and yet a really good one, because as we all know, different doesn't always necessarily equal good. Why did I do that? I gotta put it here. Jesus. But this game does it. This game rocks it. It rocks different ridiculously well. And not just in the sense that it's got the quirky robot that talks to you. No, it's more so the fact that it has this concept, this mechanic, right? The portal gun, which is kind of a no-brainer idea. Like, I'm surprised that it took until a game like this to... Okay, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if the concept of movable portals had already been implemented prior to Portal. This is really loud, by the way. Jesus, this background music. But this is one of the first games to pull it off in a way that makes sense to everyone, right? Because I imagine it's not super easy to do something like this in a game engine. I mean, look at this. Whoa. I can see myself. It's so weird. The sound design in this game is absolutely phenomenal. The whooshes, the incredibly synthetic sounds that the portal gun has, but they almost sound naturalistic. They're obviously not. There's nothing natural about any of these sounds. And yet, there's a nice, there's a great amount of volume to them. And when I say volume, I don't mean like loudness. I mean there's size to these sounds, right? They sound like they have a lot of... Fuck you. They sound like they have a lot of presence, if that makes sense. He did a fantastic job, but also the ambience, right, that you're hearing right now in the background. Where the hell did the cube go? Cube! I want my cube. Give it. God damn it. Ah. Oh no, now it's back down there. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, when you have to rely on the physics, it can get a little bit iffy. Come on. No! Get back here! For fuck's sake. Okay, what else do I want to talk about when it comes to Portal before I jump into my favorite part of the game? Because I plan on... Basically, I'm going to complete a few more, maybe even just one or two more challenges, like, what do you call them? Chambers, and then I'm going to jump into the final bit of the game, which, I mean, everyone knows what happens at the end of Portal. I don't have to warn for spoilers, right? But I guess if you're sensitive to spoilers, now is the time to stop watching. You have been warned. I absolutely love gaming pastime. That guy is so fucking underrated. Anyway, I adore the sense of isolation that Portal has, especially for the time when this game was made. This game came out in 2007. That was 3 years after Half-Life 2. And that was the same year as this tiny little, this indie game, this one-man project. I think it was called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And what that game was known for was the fact that it had its squad. Well, it's not necessarily just Call of Duty Modern Warfare, you know, Call of Duty 4. In general, the Call of Duty games, what they do is to make sure that you never, ever get lost. What the hell's going on? They have you doing stuff with a squad, right? You're always accompanied by someone. So this game, I love how it just totally bucks that trend of just, okay, no, you're gonna be completely on your own. Even with GLaDOS, who I have blasphemously used a mod to replace, yes, I know, heresy, how could I possibly do such a thing? Let me tell you, this is my second recording of this video. The first one, I didn't install the mod. I had GLaDOS talking the whole time, and I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't do shit. It was awful, and it's most likely gonna be leaving my hard drive very soon. So, here's the thing, I'm a bit of an antisocial fuck, and I don't like the concept of, like, I'm playing a video game, and I got some asshole just constantly talking to me and making me do things. Even if sometimes that helps with, obviously, not getting lost in the game, for example. Oh, wait, I think I remember this challenge. No, actually, I think it's not as bad as I remember it being. Wait, let's shoot a portal here. It's gonna go like that. Nope, for fuck's sake, why does that have to happen? Okay, whatever. That's not to say that I dislike characters like, for example, Alex from Half-Life 2. Absolutely not. No, I wouldn't say that okay, this is not gonna work. I need to find another cube, don't I? Oh, shit. I literally have no idea what to do. It's been a while since I've solved this puzzle, even though I completed this game not too long ago. Portal has this really interesting way with its level design, where you can know exactly what to do, and yet not know what to do, and yet it still kind of works out in the end. Like, I'm sure I'll figure this out eventually, right? But back to the whole companion topic, the companion cube. That has nothing to do with that, though, actually. I never really got people's obsession with the companion cube. I don't know if obsession is the right word, but oh, shit. I don't know if obsession is the right word, but people were definitely, like, it was so talked about, and hold on, how is this gonna work? So, because the cube is there, right? Oh, no, but I can't use a portal to get over here. Wait a second, I'm a moron. There you go. Now I can just access that area without the cube, and I can take the cube with me. Because what you need to do is you have to use the cube to bounce the pellet all the way there. So what I gotta do now is place this right here, a portal right there. Then I'm gonna have to very slowly make my way over there. And then I think that's how you're supposed to solve it. Doesn't matter. I'll skip ahead to my favorite part of the game later. But anyway, I like the sense of isolation. I like being alone. I like the idea of just being this singular person in this giant facility with nothing else really happening. And I just have this toy, essentially. Like, the portal gun is kind of like a toy. Okay, I'm going to wait for the second batch of these to show up, though. Like, I know it's not a toy. It's a very complex piece of machinery, and its value is more than the collective organs and income of subject hometown here, or something like that. But it still feels kind of like an experimental thing to mess around with, and it's really, really fun. There's a reason why there are so many mods for every game that could possibly modded to have a portal gun in it. Like Minecraft, for example. Let me tell you, I spent most of my time as a kid when I played Minecraft not actually playing the game, just trying to install a portal gun mod. And then when I installed the portal gun mod successfully, which took some time, god damn it, let's stand back for once, okay? After I did that, that's all I did, man. It was just portal gun in an open world, because that is like the coolest concept known to man. How is this gonna work? Oh, I know, I have to bounce it off like this, right? Dunk. There you go. It's gonna go this way. And then once it's bounced... Oh, you motherfucker. How am I supposed to do this? I actually have no idea. Oh, wait. Actually, I don't have to do it this way. You know what I can do? Oh, I can have it go in there. And then I have to... Okay, I figured it out. Whatever, let's just keep talking about the game. Something else I like about it is the structure. See, I'm a bit of an OCD fuck. And I really, really, really like it when a game just has... It doesn't even make an attempt to be organic in the way that it's structured, so to speak. I just realized this is the easiest solution, and I'm the dumbest person on the planet. I told you, every time I tell you guys, I'm the least intelligent human on the entire planet. Look, how did it take me that long to figure it out? Anyway, what was I talking about? I completely forgot what I was talking about. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, we're gonna figure out what we're talking about as I was going. Okay, let's talk about the portal gun, the open world, how fun it is, the structure, yes. Oh, did it work? Oh, I did it already. I'm the best. All right, cool. See, this game is a great way of making you feel like a complete dumbass, and then be like, I'm the coolest motherfucker. All right, I'm the coolest guy in the world. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Yeah, the structure. I really don't care for when games try to feel like one long interconnected experience, mainly because it makes things really awkward when I want to revisit things, right? I hate it when there are games that just don't have a mission select, a level select, stuff like that. And with some games I can kind of excuse it either because of their age or because of the way that they're laid out. Like, I don't really mind that Half-Life 1 doesn't have a level select. Well, Half-Life Source does, not to mention there are countless mods that implement that. I've seen some, even on Steam itself. Which, to me, the concept of, like, Steam having mods is still weird. Even though it's been around for a while now, that still feels weird for some reason. The concept of, like, mods actually being on Steam. Which is, it's really cool that they are, and the fact that Valve are aware of the modding community, and that's the only reason they keep Half-Life Source around, despite the fact that they've kind of disowned that game in a way. You can still buy it, but that's only because they realized it would break a fuck ton of, like, mods that utilize the assets in different Source Engine games. Especially like Gary's mod stuff. So they realized, okay, let's not pull the game completely. Let's de-emphasize its presence, but let's keep it there. So anyway, yeah, I like it when a game is just kind of chamber, level. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and just jump straight into my favorite part of the game now. I think we've spent enough time in here. I do wish you could just jump straight into the true start of the end game, because you can see I still have to get past this chapter. Oh boy. It's not very difficult to do that though. I think all you have to do is shoot a portal here, then it'll go like this, then you get rid of the portal and it bounces up, right? I think so. Oh, okay, that works too. I'm cool with that. Shoot a portal there. I do like how the game basically uses the portal gun as a method of platforming in first person, kind of. Now, I don't agree that this is necessarily a first-person platformer. I've heard some people describe it that way. I don't think that's entirely accurate. There's not a lot of platforming. I mean, even Half-Life 1, to an extent, even Half-Life 2 is more of a platformer. Seriously, there's a surprising amount of platforming sections in the Half-Life games in first person. I think that first-person platforming really isn't an impossible thing to get right, and I'm not just talking about Mirror's Edge, which I will at some point have to do a video on. I almost don't want to for some reason, but I'm gonna have to do it at some point. There it is. That's what I was talking about. The way you can still move your camera after you die. Never been a fan of that. It feels really unprofessional, even though this is a... Well, I know it started out as a student project, but at that point they were fully employed developers, so I expected it to not do that. But that doesn't matter. Maybe it's actually a good thing, because you can look around and figure out what killed you after you've died. Doesn't matter. So what was I talking about? Oh, damn it, I got sidetracked again. Yeah, first-person platforming. Is it weird for me to say that I think my favorite instance of platforming in a first-person game is actually Minecraft? The movement in that game is, weirdly enough, perfectly suited for platforming. I'm not even kidding. The speed at which Steve moves, his jump height as well, and everything is it's almost Tomb Raider-esque. In a good way. God damn it. In a good way, in the sense that you know exactly how far you're gonna jump, right? And you know the limits of the jumping, because the game is split up into blocks, obviously, which means that you know that one jump is one block, and there's a certain horizontal limit to how far you can jump. So I think that works. This is not a first-person platformer. I consider this just a first-person action movement focused game, kind of, except the movement, it's less so about how you can move, because Shell isn't super athletic. Haha, jokes from Portal 2. It's more so the fact that her portal gun makes her very mobile. You know what I mean? I mean, she can't even sprint, right? Like how Gordon can from Half-Life 2, which that took me a while to get used to, the sprinting. Anyway, this is the moment when Half-Life, I mean, it is a mod. It's not a mod. It feels a bit like a Half-Life 2 mod because of the sound design to an extent, but let's jump in. This is when Portal becomes Portal, if you ask me. Like, it breaks out into this dingy and grimy world that I love. I love how it contrasts with the clean and sterile aesthetic that you had earlier on. And the concept of the freedom that you get when you have this gun. The thing is, the freedom that you're supposed to have is very limited in reality, right? Like Portal, it understands that an actual game where you can go wherever you want like this would probably be an absolute disaster. So they keep it very contained. There are very few surfaces that you can really portal onto, or at least when it would be beneficial to you, if that makes sense. Where the hell did what am I doing? Okay, yeah, I gotta go over here. Am I hearing GLaDOS? No, because I've turned her off. I thought that maybe her reverb or something was baked into the environment. That would be a weird way to do it. Although I've always loved the way the Source Engine, and even the Gold Source Engine, I've always loved the way Valve handles ambience in their games. Like the original version of the Braincast of Reverb in Half-Life 2, holy shit, that is beautiful. Anyway, this environment right here, it makes you feel like... There's this feeling of breaking the game almost, and it'll actually show up a little bit later on if I get to that point in this video. Basically, there's a slightly later section into this part of the game where you accidentally re-enter one of the old test chambers, and it feels like you're breaking it, and I love that. I love the concept of controlled out of bounds. You're not actually going out of bounds, like with no clip or something, because that's just breaking the game for real, but the feeling of escaping, right? And this gun, this utility, the portal gun, there it is. This is the bit. It's like, oh my god. Whoa, we're in the previous part of the level, and the strings are not attached anymore, you know? The strings are obviously still attached. This is an intended part of the design. Because, of course, due to the nature of video games, you can never actually let things go off the rails, because then they'll go off the rails and things will go bad for the player. But you can kind of try and break the illusion, like when a character in a show breaks the fourth wall, or like the set starts to change in a way that like acknowledges, you know, that kind of thing. Breaking down the meta elements of a game with how it works. What the fuck is going on? I swear to God, is it the 20th anniversary or something? Because I've been playing Half-Life 2 in the episodes and this, and the crouching feels totally janked. Like, half the time I won't be crouching and I'll actually be crouching. Or I will be crouching, but I won't be crouching. You get what I mean? It's completely broken. I don't know what the hell happened. Oh, what is this area? I actually don't remember this part of the map. Oh, they probably put this here so you can more easily access that right there. So you can go like this, not get yourself crushed, instead wait until it almost crushes you, and then walk on top of it, shoot a portal over there. Very clever. I think the low level of challenge to the puzzles is definitely not only what makes me like this game because I suck, but also it helps this game be more likable, because there are actually a lot of puzzle games that have a very nice bit of personality and character and charm, but their genuine challenge as a puzzle game tends to overwrite that and makes the game just frustrating. Here, honestly, I don't think any of the puzzles in Portal are difficult in the slightest. The fact that I can solve them with some trouble, as you just saw, but part of that is me commentating, of course. Even when I was a kid, I was able to solve these puzzles quite easily. Now, Portal 2 actually has some trickier puzzles that I do legitimately have to look up at times. I will admit that. But with this game, absolutely not. It's like there's almost no real... It's because all of it is so movement-based. It's not abstract. I think the reason why I struggle with a lot of other puzzle games is because their idea of a puzzle is some kind of logical problem which where the hell am I supposed to go? That I struggle to solve. With Portal, it's all just go here somehow. That's the extent of the challenge. It's just, okay, be there. There. Now I'm going to be there. Simple as that, right? Man, I don't even know if I'm going to get to talk about one of my favorite aspects of this game is the way that it very cleverly repurposes assets from Half-Life 2, right? Like, for example, the energy balls, but also the turrets. Because, again, I recently played Half-Life 2 for the first time, and I was amazed to see that the turrets in that game function almost identically to the ones from... That was a mistake. Oh, it wasn't a mistake. Look at that. That worked out. They function almost identically to how they do in this game. Not completely, but still, they're very similar. Even some of the sounds are the same. And yet, the ones from Portal, the turrets in Portal feel... There you go. I think we're going to run into them now. They're so much more charming. Now, we might not actually hear them talk. I don't know if the mod that I've installed disables their voice lines as well. We're going to find... Shit. I completely forgot about that. Oh. Yay, they talk. That's fucking adorable, man. Are you still there? I love the little cadence. They speak in such a musical way because they're pitch corrected, right? Just like GLaDOS, they actually have like specific notes that they're tuned to with Melodyne or whatever software they use to do that. They're really easy. They're a completely trivial fret. Like, they're not a fret in the slightest. I mean, first of all, you saw how many fucking shots Chell can take. She's a tank, man. I mean, like, I guess GLaDOS's comments from Portal 2 are completely justified because this chick is an absolute tank, right? She can take a billion shots and not even be phased. Meanwhile, Gordon's got his freaking suit, and like 2 seconds later, on medium difficulty, you just die instantly.
Who's there?
Is this the bit where... I think this is the bit where GLaDOS is supposed to say, "You're not a good person. You know that, right? Good people don't end up here." The soundtrack in this game is actually really great. There's like 2 songs, there's like 2 pieces of actual music, and yet it's probably one of my favorite pieces of music in all of video games. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but I really do love Still Alive. It's an absolutely fantastic piece. Where the hell am I going now? Wait, I ended up Where was I? Wait, okay, I'm confused now. Shit. I'm lost. How am I lost? This is Portal. You can't get lost in this game. There you go. Oh no, I'm supposed to go here. Oh, that means I gotta go this way. Okay. God damn it. Does my retardation know no bounds? Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, you gotta go up here. So, what's the last thing I want to address before I wrap this up? Because I'm starting to ramble at this point. About Portal that I like. I don't know, the world is just really engaging. I think it's more to do with the fact that I've always been a fan of facade worlds, so to speak. The ones where everything seems really nice and cheery and, well, not cheery, but clean and pristine like here. Then you realize, no, I'm pretty sure every single one of these will give you an STD. You know what I mean? Every single one of these, like, sharp edges if you cut yourself on them. You get what I mean? Like, this shit is grimy, and it's actually even edgier than Half-Life in a way, at least visually speaking. I wouldn't say thematically. Well, not to say that Half-Life is all that edgy necessarily, but it's dark. But the funny thing is, I can actually take Portal a little more seriously. Because with Half-Life, I'm sorry, but no matter how dark and dire the consequences may seem and the circumstances in the game, when you have a gun that can turn anything into a fucking ragdoll and just dick around with the physics, it's kind of hard for me to take the game all that seriously. Like, every time you shoot a guy, he just goes flying across the room. And that's just the vanilla game. I mean, I can't even think of what kind of mods would, like, just gradually exaggerate the, what do you call it, the physics. I mean, imagine that. There's probably tons of mods like that. Not to say that ragdoll physics necessarily break immersion. I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike Source as of late. I've been trying to get back into Counter-Strike, okay? I'm an Eastern European young adult. I have to play Counter-Strike. It's the law. Even though I've never really been that big of a fan of it. But I've been playing Source. And you know what? The ragdolls don't take me out of it at all. They're very tame. They're contained. They've limited how intensely they can ragdoll, and that's good. Here, there's almost none of that when it comes to any character models, so I actually take the game's world a lot more seriously because there's less comedy, even though there are times when it's trying to be a little bit funny. Is this gonna work? Yes, it's gonna work. We better start wrapping this up, though. I better not continue actually playing through this. Don't really have much to say when it comes to this right here. The, what do you call him? The Rat Man, I think his name was. You know, the weird guy who went crazy because of GLaDOS existing or something. What the hell? Oh, there's the... Give me my cube back. Mine. There you go. What you're supposed to do here is stack the cube like this. A lot of people would stack chairs and stuff. That's not how you're supposed to solve the puzzle. That's how you're supposed to solve it. But anyway, and you're only supposed to... You only do that so you can go ahead and put a portal there so you can get through. But yeah, I don't really care too much for the overarching narrative of the Portal games and the lore. I used to be very interested in that, actually. I used to watch a lot of lore videos. Oh, who is GLaDOS, actually? Carolyn, Cave Johnson, all that stuff. No, not so much anymore. I prefer exploring a self-contained environment like this. Just like sometimes I like to pretend that games exist completely in isolation and don't connect to anything else from outside of their own game. Even if it's part of a franchise, right? It's a self-contained little narrative, and some games can do that very well. Some games are intentionally written that way. Others not so much, and it depends. I think Portal 1 exists very well on its own. I don't need Portal 2 to like this. Although, I think you kind of have to play Portal 1 before you play Portal 2, though. Gotta admit. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'm much happier with how this one turned out compared to the first one, which you're never going to see. So this has been Focus on B, the video series where I spent about 20 or so minutes, in this case 24, 5 minutes, playing and talking about a game that I've got some thoughts on. I adore Portal, man. This game is amazing. I mean, the sky is blue, right? Portal's blue, sky's blue. This has been Portal 2007. Every system ever. Actually, no, it's just 360, PS3, PC, and Switch.